Today I've got part 3 of my complete Scooby-Doo animated movie collection ranking, and we'll start out with number 15, which is Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase from 2001. This movie is very nostalgic to me, but the reason that it ranks only at number 15 and it's not in the top 10 is partly because there's no real fear factor to this movie. It's pretty much just the typical Scooby-Doo movie, so there's nothing too special about it. And so that's why Cyber Chase is number 15 on my list. And then number 14, we have Scooby-Doo, Where's My Mummy from 2005. And this movie, much like Chill Out Scooby-Doo, Scooby and Shaggy are split from the gang for a good chunk of the movie. But unlike Chill Out Scooby-Doo, this one actually has a bit of a twist towards the end. And that's what gets Scooby-Doo Where's My Mummy up to number 14 on my list. And then at number 13, we have Scooby-Doo and the Samurai Sword from 2009. This is a really good movie, and it probably would be a little bit higher, but it's just another anniversary movie, but it's actually one of the better ones that they've released. And so, like, it's not really an anniversary movie, but it was the 40th anniversary for the original series, so I kind of count that as an anniversary movie. And I just think that this movie was done really well for being the last What's New Scooby-Doo style movie, and just to kind of end one section of Scooby-Doo, and then we start another one with the next one on this list at number 12, which is Scooby-Doo Abracadabra-Doo from 2010, which was the first animated Scooby-Doo with Matthew Lillard as Shaggy, and Scooby-Doo and the Samurai Sword was the last one with Casey Kasem as Shaggy. And I think Abracadabra-Doo was a really nice transition. I love the magic feel to this movie, but the reason that it comes in at number 12 on my list is because of the romance. I feel that they spent way too much time in this movie doing romance build-up compared to the actual mystery, and that I'm not a big fan of. So that's why Scooby-Doo Abracadabra-Doo is number 12 on my list. And then we have number 11 is Scooby-Doo Legend of the Phantasaur, again suffering from the romance problem, this time between Velma and one of the other characters. And that was probably the downfall to this movie. Everything else about Legend of the Phantasaur I really liked, but that's why it comes in at number 11. If they didn't focus so heavily on the romance in these two movies that I just covered, both of those movies would be a lot higher on my favorites list. And then at number 10, we have Scooby-Doo Legend of the Vampire from 2003, which was the first of the two movies from '03 that gave us back the original voices. And this one had an extra treat in the form of the Hex Girls, so that was really, really nice. And so I really like that. The only problem is it takes them 48 minutes to get to the main area where they know that the vampire monsters are coming from. So that's the only real downfall to this movie. And then at number 9, we have Scooby-Doo and the Goblin King from 2008. There isn't really anything too special. It's just another Scooby-Doo movie that suffers from the same thing that Chill Out Scooby-Doo suffers from and Where's My Mummy, and that's the gang getting split, and this one focused heavily on Scooby and Shaggy saving Halloween, which was a nice twist back to the some of the earlier made-for-TV movies like Reluctant Werewolf. But other than that, I wasn't really a big fan of this movie. I do like watching it around Halloween, but other than that, I don't watch it very often. And that number 8 is Scooby-Doo Camp Scare from 2010. Now, this movie is one of my favorites, and I'll watch it any time that I feel like it because I feel that the romance isn't pushed as heavily in this movie as it is in Abracadabra Doo. This one focuses more on the scary stuff with 3 monsters, and there's lots of scary stuff in this campfire story type movie. So I really like this movie, and that's why this is number 8 on my favorites list. Number 7 is Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. And I'm going to try to keep this one as short as possible, but Zombie Island, to me, it's a good movie, but it's definitely not my favorite. And I feel that you see it once, you've seen it enough. And I just feel that people put that at the top. Yeah, it's what put Scooby-Doo back on the map as a great movie set. But I don't feel that Zombie Island's held up like some of the other movies that are going to be coming on this list. So that's why Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island is number 7. Number 6 is Scooby-Doo Shaggy Showdown from 2017. And this movie is a really great Western, and we get more into some of Shaggy's ancestors in this movie, so that is really nice, and I enjoy the movies where they focus on one of the specific members of the gang. They're introduce them to their relatives or something like that. And so that's why Scooby-Doo Shaggy Showdown is number 6 on this list. And then number 5 is Scooby-Doo and Kiss Rock and Roll Mystery from 2015. This movie is just wonderful. And to me, it's actually the last good Scooby-Doo movies for like all-time favorites. And it's partly not only because we got Kiss in the movie, which is kind of awesome, but it's the last movie where they had Mindy Cohen voicing Velma before they switched over, which was kind of a shame because I felt that she did a really great job voicing the character. And so that's why Scooby-Doo and Kiss Rock and Roll Mystery is number 5 on my list. And number 4 is Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders from 2000. This, for me, is just a really big part of my childhood. I had the first movie to actually start my entire collection was a tape copy of Alien Invaders, so this one's always been a favorite of mine. And that's why I ranked Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders at number 4. And then number 3, now we get into some serious competition here with number 3 being Scooby-Doo and the Loch Ness Monster from 2004. I just feel that everything about this movie was done perfect. I do wish that we would actually get more of Daphne's cousin that they introduced from this movie. I wish we'd get more of her in later movies, but this is actually the only movie we've even had her in. And I think this is the only time they've went to Scotland too, other than maybe one Renaissance Festival episode of What's New Scooby-Doo. But I really wish they would go back to Scotland or something. I don't know if they did in a Be Cool Scooby-Doo episode, but it's like they just really should go back to that for a full-length movie. And then at number 2, we've got Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost from 1999. And you guys know, the last time I did the ranking video for all of my movies, these top two haven't changed. And that's very true because I just can't really decide to put these two movies anywhere else. Witch's Ghost in particular just misses out on the number one spot due to cramming everything in for what they wanted to put in the movie. They really didn't give it enough time for each part of the movie to shine. So that's why Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost is number two. And also, you get the good music from the Hex Girls. So, not saying that any of it's bad, but their music they used for Witch's Ghost is some of the best music used in any Scooby-Doo movie ever. And then number one, we've got Scooby-Doo Pirates Ahoy. And this movie is just absolutely perfect. They give each character and enough time to shine, and everything is just done perfectly. And an 80-minute runtime is absolutely just right for this movie. So I feel that everything with Scooby-Doo Pirates Ahoy is just perfect. And so you guys can tell me your thoughts on the part 3 and final part for my Scooby-Doo movie ranking in the comment section below. And just like and subscribe for more because I will do more in the future.